What's up, everybody? Brett here. We're back today playing some Taur. Alright, before we jump in, did we lose a bunch of stuff? Oh yes, we did. That's right. At the end of the last episode, we fought the boss again. This time to much greater effect. I thought we did great. We died to a giant laser. So I thought about the boss fight a lot, and I've been thinking about some constructive criticism, a couple rude comments, not to be unexpected on the internet. But I've thought about some of the constructive criticism and the boss fight itself. And what it really is a check, right? There's different stages, like any boss fight, to try and check your different competencies, your different levels. And that's what the boss battle did, right? It's checking whether or not you've got anti-air to deal with all of the planes and to deal with the boss itself. It's a flying ship, right? It's checking the strength of your guardians and your rangers to see if an infinite spawning wave of marauders and vanguards can get past them. We passed that test, right? It's checking to see if you have the ability to get past armor, which we do, thanks to our Punisher. We do a pretty damn good job of chewing through armor. And it's also checking to see whether or not you could get through shields, which our decimators do a great job of doing that. We've got 3 of those bad boys. And it's checking to see whether or not you can handle missiles. You know, we've got a couple Talos now. So it's a lot of checks, right? But the check that we failed was, well, I think we kind of failed too. One of those was on accident because of my, slippery fingers. I hit W at the wrong time, and that may have cost us some efficiency with our shield use, which carried on into the later portion of that battle. But also the other check that I think we fail, and it makes sense, is that we have low HP on all of our buildings, right? The ability to repair these repair drones, their effectiveness is diminished greatly by the fact that our buildings have so little health that if they get hit by anything, they just die, right? They need to have the fortitude to stay alive until the repair drones can get to them, and then the shields can come back up. It's a cycle, right? It's a testing your ability to recognize what phase of battle you're in and to respond appropriately, which is part of the depth that I really enjoy about this game. I have to spend a lot to get this, right? I've only got 5 astral crystals. I'm going to try and save them for different stuff. We'll do a few battles today and see what kind of, stacks of resources I have before I start spending like crazy. And let's go ahead and get into a particular battle here. Let's do the invasion. I kind of am valuing these astral crystals a little more highly. I want power for sure. Yeah, let's just do an invasion. And we're going to have to repair all of our stuff. That's why we have such a huge glut in resources, because we need to repair everything that got destroyed in that boss battle. Okay. And I just want to talk more generally. Yeah, let's hit R. Okay, there we go. I do want to talk a bit more generally about... Let's get some... Get a Chimera down here. Oh, wait, I can't. Okay, got it. Yep, don't have it. I want to talk more generally about this game and the fact that it has different routes to success. So a lot of the more negative comments I've been seeing have been focused around the idea that, I should have done one thing, I should have done another. That's not exactly how this game plays, guys. If you feel that way, I went an incorrect path in terms of what I should have done at certain points in the game, think about the fact that this game has a finite amount of resources that you get, a little bit at a time. Decimation. You get a little bit of them at a time. And there's no, I can't get everything, right? You have to specialize in something early on, and then later on, you kind of branch out, right? Do you kind of get good at a little bit of everything, or do you, even more hyper-specialized, right? These are, the questions you have to ask yourself. And, I have my own play style, and I think it's been working quite well. So that's basically all I wanted to say, is just recognize that if you play the game, you might focus way more heavily on getting your weapons, right? Getting tons of different weapons, upgrading them in the forge. But by doing that, you might not have access to all of the powers that I do, or to the invincible guardians like I have, right? There's a give and take in games like this, and there really isn't a right or wrong. As long as you're getting resources and spending them, and you're not losing all of these different missions, we're crushing them. As long as you're not losing the missions, you're probably playing the game right. So just think about it that way. And that's just my point. And that applies to this game and a heck of a lot of others. Sometimes there really is no wrong way. Okay, where are they coming next? I can see their shadows. Let's go ahead and drop another volley. Let's drop... I hit W again. My poor fingers. I'm so dumb. That's alright. I don't think we'll need it. It shouldn't be a huge problem. Slow down time a little bit. I keep going. I've talked about this plenty of times, but I have... The left side of my left hand is basically like dead from being broken several times. And sometimes I don't have the manual dexterity that I used to, sadly. So when it goes to like W and S, like to go up and down between that, I really have to focus on it, which kind of sucks. So this is the part where like me actually accidentally hitting W could come back and bite us. Because we are losing stuff quickly. Yeah, we should definitely drop this. Alright, shields are down. Let's use our repair drones before anything takes a heavy hit. And I kind of want to watch them and see what they do. Right now they're not doing anything, but I think that's because we're not actually taking any damage. Okay, a little bit of repairs here and there. Cool. And speaking of watching stuff, we're so strong right now that we can take the time to watch what goes on. People have some people have criticized like my criticizing of like the Obliterator, for example. That's a really good example. And saying that I'm kind of like not giving it a fair shake. I want to take a minute in one of these upcoming battles to see if that's the case. Let's maybe do the Skyfall here. We exceed at Skyfalls. Like I don't even know if we can lose at those. You know, before we do that, let's put a little bit of points into research. Let's get, this is for brilliant plating. This is for our interceptor, control, whatever. We'll just pump these. We've kind of got a little bit of everything. Let's not see any green here. Spin these astral crystals. But what we're going to do is we're going to watch. And just see what we see. Yeah, we definitely want to get this cooldown lower. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's also... Ooh, these are expensive. Yeah, let's lower the cooldown on the drone recharge. That might have been useful to us. We'll just max it out. That might have been useful to us in that boss fight, too. Anything else here? Photon flare. No, I can't do that. Okay. Alright, let's jump in. Let's do the Skyfall. And we'll watch. We'll watch and see what the Obliterator does. That's the point I'm getting at. We'll watch. We can kind of watch the Decimators too and compare, because that's really its primary competition. They have different functions. They do have different functions. The Obliterator can one-shot anything, but it has to hit it, and it's really a question of like DPS output. So like in this map here, right, we're getting sporadic infantry. So boom, it shot and it one-shotted one infantry. Now let's see how long it takes before it shoots again. Still hasn't shot. Still hasn't shot. There it goes. And it killed maybe one, maybe two. Looks like just one. So in about, let's call it 10 seconds, from the time it first shot to the time it second shot, it killed 2 infantry units. That is like nothing. Think about how much I kill every time I just shoot. I one-shot these guys with my, my left click. So for the cost, the extreme cost, is it worth it? Now, against infantry, it's obviously a poor test, right? It's always going to be not so great versus infantry. The real test and the real value comes whenever you get lucky and it decides to hyper-focus on like a mammoth tank and it one-shots it for you. That's beautiful. But what I've seen as I've kind of casually watched is that it'll whiff, it'll shoot and it'll miss, and then that 10 seconds is totally wasted. It has to go through this whole like long reload cycle again where it doesn't hit anything. And if we're judging a weapon by its ability to kill one thing in like 20 or 30 seconds, That's not good enough. And in comparison, let's watch. You right there, look like it killed one more guy. Watch these decimators and see how they perform. Okay. Nuked him. Killed him. Okay, he's killed 2 things. 3 things. Looks like it's having trouble targeting for some reason. I don't know why it just doesn't target the most adjacent or the most appropriate target. But basically, in the time it took the Obliterator to kill 2 enemies, this thing killed like 5. Or if not more. You know, it had a little trouble targeting there at the end. So that's what I'm judging it on. It's how much value, how much DPS overall does it generate. Now, of course, if it one-shots 2 mammoths, it looks like a rock star. But if on every other, you know, metric it fails, well, the Obliterator, or the Decimator rather, probably kills a mammoth tank pretty damn fast too once it targets it. That's my thought process, guys. Agree, disagree, you know, that's definitely, you know, everyone's prerogative for sure. But that's how I look at it, and I think it's correct. Like I said, before we really get too spendy, we're going to kind of gather up a little bit of resources and see what's up. Like, I played strategy games for a long time, and I know when I suck and I know when I'm okay. And I don't think I suck at this game. I do not. It's just, I think a teachable moment, let's call it. For anybody out there who's young. And you're like, I could do it better. It's like, yeah, you probably can, man. Buy the game. Buy the game. Get it. Get it. This one guy, yeah, you gotta go, buddy. Now we can just chill. This is a good opportunity just to watch. See who does what kind of damage. Alright, where are they landing? We almost, like, these first couple waves, we really almost don't even need to help out. Like, we've got this. But we will, just in case. This little cliff region may be messing up some of our angles. I will recommend, though, however, if you are gonna buy an Obliterator, and I think you should have at least one. If you're gonna buy one, put it on this location as opposed to the one where I put it, because especially for the boss battle, if nothing else, it's so out of position to help deal with stuff for certain stages of the fight. Is that it? Did we knock it out? Let's just drop this stuff. May as well drop a flare. Definitely should use the flare first, especially if it enhances the damage from the rest of our stuff. Oh god, they're all coming from one side. That makes it so easy for us to defend. Focus on these hellions here. Okay, okay, I see you. Take these shields down. Try not to let these scorpions get right in front of us, because then they'll explode and take out our guys. Alright, that goes up. And now we've got this back online. Let's get 1,000,000 kills. Alright, all those planes are going down. Mortars on this side, because we've got the arrows going on the other. Oh no, I sent the arrow. God dang it. I reversed it. It's alright. That was a lot of kills. If I seem a little distracted, my wife is texting me. She took our puppy to the vet just now. And apparently they're being a little rude to her. I don't know what the deal is, though. I don't generally have those experiences, but she does. I feel like women are mean to each other. You know what I'm saying? Women sometimes are mean to each other. It's all about how you talk to people. I'm from the deep south. I generally get along with just about everybody. Can't resist that that twangy accent whenever I turn it on. Minor sarcasm there, but not really. Okay. So we have two options, two Skyfalls. I don't need massive power cores, don't need prime crystals. Let's just get more standard cores, and we'll be able to build a lot of stuff right now. Got it. Oh, Lord. We were joking before she left because we had to collect like a stool sample. Pretty gross. But I told her, I was like, yeah, you went to the bathroom like 2 or 3 hours ago. That should be fine. And then the woman was like complaining that the stool sample was too old. Like, what? Like, only the freshest poop would do. She's stupid. Alright, quick text. Quick text. Something, if you're new to my channel, guys, one thing I always say is, like, real life people before video games. That's, like, a big thing that I believe in. And I had to learn that over a long time in my life. Is that put everything in front of video games. Video games is an awesome hobby. You can make a lot of friends. You can learn a lot of stuff. But if there are people in your life that need your attention, if there's stuff you need to do, like I'm in college right now too, like all that stuff comes first. All of it. Life lessons with Brett. But for real though, like I was a teenager once. And I remember playing like Dynasty Warriors 3 for like 5 hours straight. Just Wan Yuing everybody. Playing some Final Fantasy Tactics, Star Fox. Man, especially Command & Conquer games, Red Alert 2 was like a huge time sink for me. The amount of time I spent in that game and Warcraft 3, which I'm happy they did the Reforged. I was initially pretty like hesitant on that, kind of cold on the idea, but I think they handled it well. And I like the few minor changes that they made. They added some quality of life stuff. They kept all the original voice acting. I kind of wish they had redone some of the cinematics. Maybe make it a little bit more modern. I don't think anyone would have complained. Some of them are so old and cheesy. And if you really want to see those, all you gotta do is go play the old game. Right? They haven't gone anywhere. Devastating. But yeah, some cool new cutscenes. That's probably the most expensive stuff that they do, though. Is making those, like, movie quality cutscenes that are like 1 minute, 2 minutes long. Maybe that's the most expensive. Like, the most expensive single part. Oh, we lost a lot of dudes in that battle. Look how many Guardians are gone. Wow. Well, you know what? To keep them alive in a Skyfall mission, if I think that's, like, a problem, we can pop the shield recharge, and it'll give those guys a shield recharge, and they'll be a lot stronger. They'll replenish their shields, and they probably won't die. We could probably have kept them all alive if that's what we were trying to do. We have, okay, this is light. It's an air raid. Let's jump into this, and let's build some more towers. I kind of want to look at our distribution of turrets. I've been seriously considering getting a few more planes. But the problem with the planes is, once they go down, that's it. Like, the tower is useless. And that's the biggest, like, caveat to me, like, why not to build too many of them. Okay. Let's see. So, I wanted to build... We already have Talos, right? We have some Talos here. Not really. Let's get another Talos. Let's get a Hydra. And let's get a raptor. Let's go for another Hydra. We've got a lot of stuff. We can build a lot right now. Let's get another Chimera. That's a Talos. Let's go for a Raptor. Chimera. Okay, and that's it. But we should have just greatly increased our, like, DPS output. And as I said before, I am prioritizing getting our buildings built and getting the most important research done. Getting all of the basic abilities, getting our slots completely filled, and then getting all the crucial power-ups for those things. And I'm prioritizing that over getting new weapons and upgrading them, especially because we've already invested a bit in our weapons. Okay, these are all going down. Jeez. Reload. We've already invested in our weapons. So they're good for now, especially to get us through the main missions. But before we fight the Overlord next, I do want to have some of the different weapons. People are telling me that there's a laser weapon that's really good. And we're going to test all that out. But, I mean, just look how much, like, building progress we made. What did we just make, like, 7, 8 buildings? Something like that? That's huge. And a nice variance. So, I like the Raptors. Some people tell me that the Raptors are garbage. You have to look at it as their overall potential. Like, they're never useless. Never. If they do small amounts of damage, that can be okay, right? They're just not useless. In an air battle, all of those chimeras that I made are completely useless. Shooting up mortars doesn't do anything. I'm just kind of talking and shooting, guys. Don't take my gameplay right now serious. My other hand's not even on the keyboard. That's slow-mo. Yeah, so the chimeras are useless, but the Raptors can hit both air and ground, so they're always going to be a viable choice, even if their DPS is a little low because they're not specialized. If you've ever played tower defenses before, there's usually, I would say in almost every tower defense, there's these 4 types of towers. There's a basic tower, which has overall moderately low DPS, but is very efficient, very low-costed, hits ground and air. Then there's your artillery tower, which is, in our case, the Chimera, your mortar tower, which only hits ground, but it does splash AoE, right? And then there's your third type, which is your anti-air. It only hits air stuff, which is like our Talos, right? It hits missiles, and it's like, that's what it does. Then you have, like, your slow tower, or your ice tower, your poison tower, depending on the game. It's pretty much the same thing. This game has the identical layout. And what you need to have is a mix. If you build all artillery turrets or all artillery towers, chimeras, you'll suck against the airwaves and you'll leak in tower defense terms. You know, the enemies will go all the way past your nice ground towers and they'll go right to the end of the map and you'll lose, right? So you have to have a bit of a balance. And I think this game understands that. The people who made this game obviously know tower defense games, and that's what they've created here, is a really good tower defense game. Let's go into research. This is probably a cool time to test out something different. The powerful surface-to-air missile. I don't know if the disintegrator, an ion cannon. This might be what you guys are talking about. This one's more of a shotgun. I have to imagine, like, these guys are the powerhouses. The destroyer, massive area damage on impact, and the Ravager, just because they're the farthest away, right? 3 this direction, 3 this direction, in terms of unlocks. Armed with dual plasma charged miniguns. Jeez. Okay, I am going to go for the disintegrator, and we're going to check it out. It's pretty cheap to upgrade. Significantly increase the burning impact of disintegrator hits. The ion beam inflicts incinerate on unshielded targets. Okay. Equips the disintegrator with electromagnetic ion shells, which break down shields with ease. So good versus shields and not, you know, it also has an incinerate effect. So it breaks down the shields, then it starts to burn them. Okay, I can't help myself. This is too cool. Okay, and they're starting to get into different resources, so I can just spam away. That's great. Alright, so that is done. I'm happy with that. Let's go into the forge. And let's try and forge it a little bit. Decent. We're not really getting lucky. We're getting extremely unlucky. There we go. Superior. Do I stop while I'm ahead? I feel like this is going to be our new primary weapon. So I'm willing to go in. Oh, we went back to awful. All the way at the bottom, and I can't get out of this because I don't have any more of these astral crystals. That sucks. Well, we gambled and we lost, my friends. But we're going to try it. Let's go ahead and jump in. And we're sadly not even going to get the resources now to make it better. Damn it. That sucks. But let's check it out. Let's add it to our weapon rotation and see how that works having more than one weapon. If we just have to switch between the two. So we would unclick the Punisher. Yeah, we can only have one active. That makes sense. Way worse stability, way worse rate of fire. But better damage, better shell, more shells, better reload. Okay. We'll see. Thing is, oh wow. So I can definitely hold it. But it should be doing a burn effect, and it is. So I can do like that. Oh my god, and just apply burn to everything. Are they burning? Yes. Oh my god, this is awesome. Okay, this weapon might be a little broken. So, it's not outright killing them, and that's probably mostly because it sucks in terms of its actual DPS and rating. But I bet if we were looking at just pure... Oh, sorry, did I burn my own guy? I don't think it's possible. I don't know if there is friendly fire. If we look at how much damage it's doing just on the burn, like this, like we just applied a burn debuff to everyone. That's got to be so much damage. Yeah, I'll read the numbers in a little bit. How much health do these guys generally have? 100 on those. There's Marauders and Vanguards. They're different. 100 on the Marauders. How much do the Vanguards have, though? We've lost a few boys here. Oh, no, that was it. Okay. Well, that is, at the very least, it's fun to be able to have something to do that's always active. If you're sparing with it. I feel like it's going to be amazing versus the shields, though. We just point it right at the shields and just burn it down. Do that bonus shield damage. Okay. Well, I definitely need these. An air raid versus another air raid. Yeah, and this one also has the highest penalty for abandoning. Let's take that one. I'm stoked. We got a new weapon. Let's see how it does versus air. Because I don't think most air stuff isn't shielded, right? We can slow it down, too. Okay, everything that comes in right off the bat is just going to get nuked. I mean, it's hitting them. Now, they have 200 HP, even just on the Scarabs alone. So I think what you're really relying on is spreading the burn damage over time. It's a dot, right? You're trying to put dots on as many units as possible. Like that. Boom. Like they're all burning now. That is awesome. Nice touch. And like I'm not even looking at the other abilities. All I want to do is hit stuff with a frickin' ion cannon. Independence Day, these dudes. Oh my my god. Yes. The power. Alright, I'm like power mad now. If you gave me an ion cannon in real life, I would probably turn into Dr. Evil. It does have a long reload time, though, if you're not careful about balancing it. And that's kind of why I'm using it so much. I'm trying to get a feel for how much I can spam it. It has a fast, like, recharge time, but once it has to reload, that doesn't feel too good. So you want to be, like, a little selective in how you use it. And that makes sense. Let's unlock another slot here. And once we fill up all of our slots, then there's just certain resources that we just don't need as much of anymore. And we can earmark them for different purposes. Oh my god, this is so much fun. Now I truly feel like I'm playing an arcade game. And crushed. I wish there was some sort of research we could get to buff up the strength of our flyers. Give them some sort of regen or shield. Now we could stick on one and see how long it takes to, like, get rid of it. But I just generally don't think that's how the weapon's supposed to be used. Yeah. Right? And then we just watch it get damage over time. Okay, what are we doing? Yeah, more of this. More of the same, I think, is what we need. So another Skyfall. Let's go into the Forge real quick. I don't want to leave this thing on its lowest. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, that was more than a 100% damage increase. That was good. But look at all the resources it takes to upgrade. Jesus. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Let's get a little greedy. Oop, I let him go at the last second. Shoddy. Okay, I don't want to put too much more on that. This is fine. We'll leave it at superior. It does good damage. And this is like one of those things I didn't want to get into earlier because I understand that this is a giant resource sink that I would much rather have the powerful foundation. You know, now we can't even afford this stuff. I would much rather have the solid foundation of having all of our buildings fully upgraded. These are benefits that do not change. They do not go away. They are not adjusted by choosing which weapons you use. They are permanent and good. And you only have to get them once. So, let's, what is this? Raptor turrets? Yeah, we got 1 million of those. Let's make them stronger. Sure, why not? And jump back into this. This might be the last one for the day as well. We have the means to get some more stuff. Let's take a second and look at what's immediately around it. We've got a Raptor, Guardian, Talos, Chimera. Okay, let's get a Hydra. Let's get another Raptor. Got a Chimera, Hydra. Probably have enough Talos, I have to imagine. So what do we get? Let's go for... I'm actually tempted to get more, like last two, just get interceptors. Aircraft control, yeah. You know what, yeah. And I will do that. I'm just going to get just 2 more interceptors. I think they're very valuable. They're good in every situation. Can slow it down a little bit. Alright. And let's start. It's like, I feel like I'm doing a connect the dot game. Like as a kid. And when they get into these lines like this, it's going to be brutal. We just can apply so much burn. Let's make sure I'm not like neglecting this, because last time, like we said, they grouped up on us. And they killed a lot of my baby boys. Kind of going in these straight lines. And we can use it to the point where it, you know, we have to reload. It's not a big deal, because all that does is free us up, get our finger off that trigger, so that we can use our mortars. Yeah. God, I love it. So it looks like maybe bad armor piercing is the big weakness that we're supposed to understand. So in the boss battle, what we're going to want to do is switch our weapons for each phase of battle. When he goes to his shield, we're going to pull this out and just melt it, is the hope. Okay, where are they gathering the hardest? Over there. Sure. Boom, boom. If we go too fast, maybe it looks like we don't quite get the burn, but the burn's stacked. And like I said, guys, if we wanted to, we probably could have kept all our guys alive by spamming their shield regeneration. It's totally not necessary. And that was fun. That was very fun. But we need so many more resources. And I definitely want to prioritize making sure that our buildings are healthy and that nothing dies whenever that laser gets fired. I think that's crucial to winning the fight against the Overlord. Let's see if we can do a little bit of last minute research. And the game definitely feeds you what you need. I've noticed this. Like, I'm going to keep taking these because that's just like where our research and stuff has landed. I'm also tempted to take another weapon, but this one is it's in the same category as our prime weapon, our disintegrator. I think what we want is a cleaver. Or does it matter? Because they're like separated, so in my mind it makes it like a right and left click thing. But maybe you just need to kind of assign them. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not that interested in that quite yet. I think what I'm more interested in is the more boring upgrades. Just getting some of these like closed out. Like that's done, right? Don't have to think about it anymore. Reduce the cooldown here. Just make it a much more spammable ability. That's our mine. Get the cooldown of the photon flare much lower. Boom, 60 seconds now. We can spam that out and make it much more effective as well. But now we're really eating into our resources. Get that building a little bit stronger. Buff our boys, give them more HP. Probably should have had that one done already, to be honest. It's such an important part of our game plan. Give them more block. Better shields, more HP. Our guardians are now maxed out. And the building has a little bit more health. Okay. Like, that was good. That was a hell of a lot of upgrades. And now we desperately need more astral crystals, stellar crystals, and we're also starting to run low on prime crystals as well. So guys, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed some of my ramblings, but also the gameplay. When we get back, we're probably going to do this invasion here, which I love the invasions because we get different types of enemies. And probably before you know it, we'll be on day 100, I think, fighting the Overlord again. And at that point, we should be ready. I feel like we'll have to be ready at this point. We have different tools now to help fight him. So, that's it, guys. I'm Brett. My channel's Goodtalk Gaming. Hope you all are having a great day. And I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.